Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope your week's off to a good start. It's all good here. Woke up a little bit of gray this morning. It's chilly, gonna get colder, but yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I mean, eventually, eventually I will get back to the tropics. So I'm digging this different weather while I can. I really enjoyed the late fall. We had beautiful colors, you know, as the leaves were changing, and now they've almost all fell. But yeah, so I'm just like enjoying this until I get back home. Anyhow, today I want to talk about my raw food diet in 2019 and some subtle changes. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that red button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, you know, I generally do this, and I'm not like one of those people. I don't wait till the last couple of days. I don't do resolutions per se or whatever, but December, the whole month, has always been, I always get real introspective during then. I just start thinking ahead to next year. Not these big deal things, but just, you know, kind of a reflection back on this year. You know, how did it go? Where could I fill in some holes? How could I possibly do a little bit better? Or not really better, but just where do I see 2019 going? So as I'm doing this, I'm doing it mostly for business, doing it for some of the projects I'm working on. As I'm talking with a designer that's working on my store right now to give it a nice new look. But then I started thinking of personal too, and as it pertains to food. Now, if anybody knows me, you probably, I didn't need to put subtle changes. You know, I don't just radically come in one day and say, hey guys, I'm overhauling everything. I'm long term. I'm long term. There's like, let's put it like this. Like when a big ship is out on the ocean, you don't just turn. You don't just turn. It takes a while. You have to think about it, and you have to start making that turn. I don't make sudden moves. You're not going to probably ever see me, unless some sort of illness, God forbid, grabs me, make any just like radical one day, boom, this is how my diet's going to be, and you're not going to be, wow. But I do have some subtle changes, as I'm always trying to evolve, always trying to grow, and we can always do a little bit better with this. And this is just for me. Listen, I chart my own course. A lot of times it may seem like I don't respond to things when people, I don't care to talk about this. I said in a video, was it yesterday or was this over on Instagram? You're never, let me say it one more time, never going to get me to engage in an argument over food with you, because I don't care. I'm not that passionate about it. I see these people online that act like if they don't get somebody else to eat the way they want them to, that they failed, or like they get all twisted up about it. I don't care. I don't care. Let me repeat that. I've said it many times in videos. I don't care what anybody else eats, and I don't care what anybody thinks about what I eat. And that's how you should be. Now, I might have said that. I could have probably polished it up a little bit and made it sound a little nicer. It's not me. I'm not just saying a big F you to everybody, but it is. This is my body. This is my vessel. You know, you make the decisions on you. And I don't, like I say, I don't ever get the passion part where people just start becoming angry at different, like, because people do something differently than them. You see that a lot on social media. Like, I see the most ridiculous things in the world out there. I see the worst food choices out there. I see the worst combinations out there. I see things that I probably wouldn't do unless I was so starved and that I was having delusions and, and visions and stuff. I don't ever say one word about it. Why? Because it's none of my concern. I take care of me. You know, that's all I'm really, you know, worried about. In that context, now, once again, you got to explain every little thing. I don't mean like it's all about me, very self-centered, but when it comes to the choices of putting things in my body, yeah, it's all about me. I don't care about anybody else. I experiment. I play with the food. I like to, you know, even like I've told you guys, I'm not going to change things while it's obviously working for me. But I do like to, you know, adjust and think of like, okay, how can I make this a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better? And just a couple of things I've actually talked about doing, but I'm really kind of committing to them for 2019. I guess these are the things that I'm really focused on working on for my body for this whole part of it. And one of them is definitely filling in the gaps. I've talked about that before. I'm really going to work and really, you know, if I have to write some stuff down, even if I have to keep a little journey for myself, I'm going to start filling in the gaps. Now, I'm not going to keep a food journal like I advise others to do. I'll probably just like keep myself a little log of like how much I'm getting those things that I'm going to be doing to fill in the gaps. You know, just like I've talked about before, little things like handful of pumpkin seeds a couple or 3 times a week, a little bit of extra burst of zinc. I'm going to get back. I've got a full bottle of blackstrap molasses, great for iron and calcium. I don't know why. I've had it for 3 months and I keep forgetting about it in my smoothies. I would like to do that on a fairly regular basis, maybe 4 or 5 doses of that a week. And these are just like kind of examples. I'm not giving you a list of everything. I don't know, you know, I haven't 100% decided I'm going to do this, 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 and this. But, you know, and also my, the Brazil nuts for selenium. I've been doing better. But I could do even better, more on like supplementing my B12 on a regular basis. And before you ever jump in there, B12 nut, that's some of the stuff I'm talking about right there. I don't need you to write me a damn book or a little pamphlet on B12 or your opinion on B12, because let me look straight into the camera and tell you, I've been doing this for 6.5 years. And once again, not saying, oh, I'm right, I don't want to hear it. I've heard every opinion. I've heard everything said about B12. I've heard everything said pro. I've heard everything said against. So you do not need to pop down there right now with your little fingers and write me a 4-paragraph, oh, I know raw vegans, they don't need this, they absorb it. I'm going to do my supplement. The same with D3, vitamin D3, or the vegan version that I have. Until I get back to the tropics, yeah. That's probably something I feel the most that I missed since I've left 1.5 years ago. It's just a very big reduction in sun exposure. I got out a little bit this spring, but then the summer I just didn't have the motivation. It just it's hot, nasty, sticky here. I mean, in Costa Rica, you had the sea breeze, you know, you had, you could go in the ocean. It was just trust me, it's different. The South is nasty in the summer. The humidity's just so thick. If you haven't been here, you can't even imagine. And eating plenty of food. That's another one of the big major goals. I'm going to put on that. I've talked about it before. I've done videos about it before. I've gone forward a little bit, and then like this past spring came around and I got all blissed out just drinking watermelon juice and eating mangoes and stuff that I wasn't putting enough calories in myself, and I kind of basically lost everything from last winter. So this year it's about sustained, but consistency. Once again, consistency. It's not like I'm about to up my calories to a ridiculous amount. It's that I'm going to up my calories just a little bit, but the most important part, make sure I'm getting that every day. It's not good enough for me to be diligent, you know, for a week or two and then get into one of my little periods like where I'm like, I'm just distracted and I'm not eating during the week. And my weight will plummet immediately if I'm not eating enough. I mean, bam, like that. So I plan on eating all year. All year. As it sits right now, I'm about 160 pounds going into this winter. By the spring, I'm hoping for about 165. But this year, I'm hoping also too, or we're not hoping, I'm just going to keep the food up, is not to lose that winter weight when I get to the spring. It's just, and also too, I want to put it on. That's why I'm kind of, you know, going slower with it. And I'm only saying 5 pounds because you can't, you know, and I'm not, I don't know. I'm starting to feel better, and I think I'm going to get back in the gym real soon, but I'm not going to focus as much on the building as I am going to do on yoga and just more like balance for myself, you know, as an aging type thing. But the food part, yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm getting my calories every day. And one thing that's going to help me, and I'm going to make her, I'm going to ask her, I'm not going to make her, to try to be accountable and help me out. Like, I've got a friend that's coming for the winter, going to spend the winter. Also going to bring their 9-tray food dehydrator, so that's going to mean a lot of good fun stuff over the winter. So I'll start making food again. When I have people around, yeah, I get super lazy, and I've talked about that before, but when I have somebody else around that wants to make food, that's a little bit of a different story. And also, too, now having this food processor, and I'll bet you something, by the time she leaves, as soon as she leaves, my head's going to be calculating, should I get myself a food processor, a dehydrator, and I'm going to probably do it because, you know, I'm looking forward. We're going to make a lot of Chris Kendall's pizzas. I think we're going to make every one of Chris Kendall's pizzas. Maybe that'll actually be a video series. I'll show me making all the pizzas. Not giving the recipes away because he works hard writing those books. Melissa's Raw Food Romance. I cannot freaking wait to have her chili for the first time. That chili is the bomb. When she came and visited me a little over 2 years ago in Costa Rica, we made that chili, and it was like, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, and also I would have been polite about it. I'm thinking like, okay, this is chili, raw vegan chili. I'm sure it's going to be tasty because Melissa makes tasty food, but I'm like, as soon as I ate it, I'm like, damn, this is like chili. This is like chili. This isn't one of those mock dishes that just kind of sort of looks like it and you're like, I suppose that could be what they say it's going to be. No, this was chili. So going to be a lot more fun things to eat. And yeah, so I'm as they say, I'm releasing the hounds. I'm just going to eat. If I can be at 165 going into the spring, going into warmer weather, keep it up. I'm actually kind of looking at finally getting back up into the 70s at some point. Like maybe by the end of 2019, be back up around 170 or so. Don't like these ribs, you know. What if I got hit? What if some dude, you know, what if I'm mixing it up, somebody hits me? I can't even absorb a blow. Or if I get in a car wreck, you know, I'm just a little scrawny dude. So that's it. And like I say, there's going to be subtle changes, more experimentation, but and one last little thing. I didn't think about that, and that's one of the main ones. I'm going to start educating myself or re-educating myself a little bit more because, as I've told you so many times, I don't retain things very well. So a lot of these books with a lot of the basic info that I read a while ago, I kind of need to refresh myself. So I'm going to try to go through and reread Becoming Vegan, Becoming Raw by Brenda Davis. I'm gonna watch some of the talks that I used to watch on a regular basis, like Brenda Davis's talk. She's got a good hour-long talk, hour-and-a-half talk on there that's real good. Also, Dr. Greger, too. He's got a good talk on there that's basically, even though it's a few years ago, he's basically talking about everything he does in How Not to Die. And I'd like to actually read How Not to Die this year. Just increase the knowledge. I mean, you know, I don't know how much that'll change the way I eat, but at least I can discuss some of these things a little bit more intelligently, you know, instead of just saying, yeah, I'm just going to go eat a banana. But anyhow, maybe something for you to start thinking about too. Like I say, don't think so much the big radical stuff. I've had this process for a lot of years. December's just a good year to just reflect, and kind of think of where you would like to move, you know, what direction you'd like to move in 2019. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.